Hello everyone, I'm still Moja from Kazna, and together with Koeta I'm doing videos for Cursor TV where you can learn something about tanks, how to play them, yada yada and so on. Today we have a demo about ST-1, that's a tier 9 Russian heavy tank, and when I say heavy, this is very heavy one. It was played by Fristi from Kazna, our good clanmate, and you are going to see a default how this tank should be played on various maps. This is just an example of it. The tank itself is really famous about turret armor above all. You can see frontal turret armor is 250 with 160 on the sides, and hull armor is a bit weaker. We are going to explain later why is that important. You see, it's not very fast tank, it's like 40 kilometers per hour, and it doesn't get there very fast, so you have to have in mind how to play it in advance. Balagan, it does 440 average damage with ammo, and the golden is heat, of course. So you have base pen of 258, and with skill ammo it's 340 with heat. Now this is normal dispersion and normal aiming time for this tank, but you should always have in mind these values can be changed with various additions, better crew, consumables and so on. So as example, this tank has 4.5 shells per minute normally, but when you get a crew that is better, with BIA, when you get a rammer and vents and so on, you can see here it goes all the way up to 11 or even less seconds, which makes it pretty much stronger, almost 6 shells per minute, let's say 5.5. And damage per minute then goes from 2k to 3k. Accuracy can drop all the way to 34, sorry, and aim time can drop all the way to 2.7, but we're gonna check out here how, because it's not all that easy to understand that. And elevation arc, something we always watch, is -8. So -8 means when he's shooting like this, and +16 when he needs to lift the gun. That's important if people are above you actually. And here is what I thought. When you equip a tank like this, as example, you take a rammer, a vertical and improved ventilation, then you have these values here. Aim time, dispersion and so on and so on and so on. If we would kick a vertical, we would get this value of aim time. I'm gonna just show you. You see, to 2.7, but the other values, when you shoot a gun, how fast would it come back and how well it aims while you're driving or stop and shoot would be higher. So I actually recommend to go like this. It's much better. And what else we want to know about this tank, of course, except how it looks, is armor. Look at these values. You can see the values here of 250. So the turret is really heavily, it's sloped, and even the commander hatch is, I don't know, it's, you need a miracle to pen even that one. But when you want to shoot at that tank, you actually want to shoot at this plate here and the lower plate. So no matter what you do with this tank, you want to hide that. And if you manage to do that and angle your tank something like this, all this is a bouncy surface, then practically impossible to pen. Now Fristi played map called Windstorm, and some people like it, some don't. We are not going to getting that. We are going to say how can you play it, especially with a heavy tank like this. Now we all said it has great armor, so you can side scrape, and great turret, but it's low. So some default actions about this tank would be you can go like here, here, or here. What do you achieve? From here you get shots on these areas, and you can notice from the bottom one you can shoot on 2, from these ones you can shoot only 1. But what's important, you can angle on these corners, and you can side scrape and you can deal damage practically freely. Unless there is something like FVTD across you, then side scraping doesn't really work. But every game you need to, guys, this is like something important, you have to press tab and you see what the other team has. If they have like million mediums and no heavies, then you don't have business here. They will not be in a city, they will be in the outer field. then maybe you can go somewhere here and play a hold down, and then you can get your shots here while they can't pen you, or if you move forward you can even connect like this. So that is something you need to keep in mind, and that leaves us also with this area here that we practically forgot. So that area can be played on various ways. So these are just some defaults, but you can also, no one stops you. You can go like this, but if they have RT you will be connected. Or you can go through the city, through the lower streets like this or like this, and you can get side shots here and here. So those are all versions. There is many of them, and what is important for you people is to think when the game starts what they have and where will you maximize your influence on them with your tank. So you're not too far back but not too far in front of your own guys. So you're always surrounded by your tanks, but you're constantly dealing damage. That's how you do high damage. That's the point of it. And that being said, we are going to switch to demo. And the Windstorm starts. So we have a platoon here. Fristy, King, Maxeni. Insane. Pretty nice tier 9 platoon. Overall, a medium, a TD, and a heavy. But there's been some split between them where to go, so everyone went on each side, so they cover entire map. Yeah, well, never mind. The interesting thing for us is Fristy. We see that he doesn't use fire extinguisher. This is because his tank doesn't burn that much, so he is more concerned about getting tracked. What I mentioned before, this is a slow tank with a lot of armor, so you do not really want to expose yourself to some flanking tanks that have clips or several of them, because then you will be in a problem. But if you're alone and you have some cover, you're a beast. You're the king. You can do whatever you want. So Fristy is going for one of the options from that south side we mentioned, where you can side scrape a tank and you can control the crossings. It's a good start, like default opening start. And there you go, ISO spotted. Let's see how will he try to deal with that. With a snapshot, not the best option for this tank. Now we mentioned the based, let's say, dispersion of this tank is quite high, but that's not the main problem. Actually, this gun can be accurate if you aim, but it requires time. But aiming time is like 3.4 seconds, and if it's buffed with good crew and stuff, it can go down to like maybe 3, but it's still quite a lot, guys, and it's not meant for snap shooting. It's made for mainly close combat and some kind of bouncy action. And we go. 440 damage. That's exact amount of his alpha given to Oni in a flank. Tier 7 Japanese, pretty armored thingy, but not when he's driving like that, like a potato. Now, what is this, Mr. Johnson? Yeah, these streets are so narrow, so you can get in a traffic jam here, obviously. And another snapshot that actually connected but didn't pen, of course. That's kind of hard. So he's using a bit the way this C75 is driving, so he's covered and he can aim. Now this is very important, guys. Look, what he aimed for is actually an area between the gun, like the connection part between the hull and turret of 103. That's a weak spot that anyone can pen with normal ammo, as you can see, but it has to be a higher tier ammo, of course. And also the weak spot of 103 is the top of its turret, so he's using that and he's angling his tank the best way we said, so it bounces. Like, it's practically impossible to pen ST-1 when he's angling like this, so shouldn't even bother. It will just reflect on you taking damage from him. And there we go, another weak spot of 103 penned. So far so good for him, and his team is leading 4-2. Insane died early, so that explains the report I saw about his damage later. And a careless move by 103. Okay, this is kind of important. When you play 103, you do not want to turn a turret like that. Like, this guy played very ignorant of his surroundings. Yeah, I know he was surrounded from other side too, but that doesn't explain why you turn your turret so it peeks around the corner. And this is why I hate Type 4. It's supposed to be an armor tank, but however you angle your tank, there is some flat surface people can shoot you in, and where he shot him actually is the bloody Amorek. Of course he didn't do 800 damage, it was done by him plus other guys, so it was just in the same moment. Back on a Type 4, disgusting tank. Huge aim time, alpha around 600, so less than even 100 with a longer reload. God damn it, it's a torture sometimes to play it. But ST-1 is not. It's faster, it's better armored, it has a better gun, it has better everything, and there we go. A lot of hit spam at the moment on poor little Borsig. Well, Type 4 is a bit angry, and his team is in a huge lead, 6-2 at the moment. Again, some traffic jam. While he's trying to angle, others are just trying to go hoard some damage while there is anyone alive. And there we go. Right below the turret again, same as with 103. If you have enough pen, you can do that. But he forgot his heat on. So what the hell? Expensive but effective. Skill ammo is real. Oh! And then it took a side shot. Well, there are Borsig and T10, and look at how he angles again T10 again. And all you need to aim is those spots that you can pen with practically anything on T10, because when he angles like that, those sloped cheeks are actually his weakest point. Exactly there where the headlights are on, but someone finished him off before he had a chance. Is there some kind of a bug in this game and everyone is speaking in a double? Or is there some echo going on? I really don't know. But it sounds so weird. Sounds so weird. Sounds so weird. Well, anyway. Fristy decided to go on a path less walked, especially with heavy tanks. Let's see this. Oh, look at this. Yeah, with this new physics you can climb even a tank like this here without any speed needed that much. But for him, honestly, it's a good position. There is no arty, so he's in a great cooldown here. Anyone that's below him would be totally wrecked, and he can snipe left and right. So yeah, why not? And this game looks really easy and good at the moment. His teammate died. King Max now. It's 10-8, so it's 2 lead, and he took only 1 shot so far. Well, he will need some time to wash his tracks and get to the enemy, because look at this, 15 kilometers per hour, full speed ahead. Yay! But if you look more carefully, everyone in his team is actually on 1 shot. Fristy is only one with HP. Everyone is on 1 shot or below 1 shot. And don't you like your victims stubborn like this Panther? He even didn't see Fristy in the start, and now he's trying to play a cooldown against a tier 9 heavy tank with the strongest armor of them all. That's a good boy. If this gun was only accurate enough, he would pen him 20 times. You see, he's actually trying to shoot him. Well, honestly guys, if you want to shoot ST-1 frontal, you need to shoot the lower armor, or even if you have some gold ammo, this slow plate, but you do not want to shoot its turrets. It's total waste of time, unless you have maybe FV TD tier 10. Then you can, you know, take your chances and do a few hundred damage. And another bounce. He's totally ignoring Panther, as you can see. He's like totally irrelevant in this story. This is the best he can do, like track him. And this echo of typing is really amusing. And will this RNG work? Yeah, that was like a flying bullet that went a bit on a left. That's total Russian precision. You shoot a bit on here and it goes a little here. It's like azimuth. And this Panther is definitely готов. So Fristy, 5 kills. Impregnable for these guys when he plays a cooldown or side scrapes. And very lucky tier 9 game for him with no RT. Like guys, the best games you can get with your TEM are not like higher tier. Like it's total bollocks when people say, yeah, you get higher experience, VNA, blah blah, but you have to really try hard in those. In your own tier, you are the king. Like you can dominate the game and you can put your own pace how you want to play it, not depend on other people. And here we go, from that big lead it's 12-12, but we see that Fristy has really a lot of armor, but snap shooting with this gun does not really work. And he will definitely need time to get to the enemy, because this is totally the fastest tank them all. Now he saw like 10 seconds ago in a screen, if you paid attention, T-54 was flanking him. Like you could even see it on minimap with this new feature. By the way, if you didn't turn them on, do it guys. You see this green, white and yellow line. They're quite important for gameplay, especially the yellow one. Nice snapshot, mate. The yellow one actually is what you can see to shoot on a map. So even if it's outside of your own spot and your own spot is green, you can just approach if someone else is spotting on the edge of the yellow line and fire, because that is how much you can physically see in tanks. With this new mechanics, it's now a circle and it's not a diamond shape as it used to be. And there you go, two guys around one corner, a little ring around the roses, some connections fell there, and this is total lack of speed. He's trying to keep them on auto aim. Oh, and there you go. Connection on T-54, that was important one. 54 was really greedy and counting that he will make a shot and he will maybe do one more and borsting one more and that will be a GG, but the Russian mechanical gun works when you need it, and again. Well, I guess on this close combat of 20 meters you can apply it. So there is only Luve left, actually a guy who has 6 kills in tier 9 game, and Fristy has tier 7 kills, and his AMX-30, who was camping far behind and he is on one shot, is coming in now to help. Now the only thing is, like, where could Luve go? But all Fristy has to do is make sure he doesn't take a shot from some far distance, because he's blind as bat and Luve can outspot him any day of the week. And there is 3.5 minutes left in this game. So Fristy is asking AMX to go and cap, so they don't end up chasing some guy around with one tank that barely drives. You can see 9 kilometers per hour uphill. And God forbid AMX-30 who is on one shot and who can die instant. So where is he hiding? On his own cap? Did he go city? Did he go on their own cap? Did he circle around them and they just missed each other? God knows. And there he is. So AMX-30 found him. Fristy is doing his max speed ahead. Yes, we said it goes like 40 kilometers per hour, but guys, that's mainly uphill. On this terrain you can see 28 to 30 max, and now he's getting some speed going a bit downhill. And even here he can barely reach that 40. You can check it out. Yeah, this is a slow armored tank. But important thing is there is 2.5 minutes and Luve is not the fastest tank himself. Like, if it was a medium, he could drag this along and run away. But he never knew where the Fristy is in ST-1. He can think he can come from any angle. So Fristy is just gonna chase him. And this is like been there and done that. He already passed here. Familiar ground. Luve has 7 kills. Fristy has 7 kills. A mano mano. But Fristy has kind of superior tank. And there you go. Ah! It works. It's quite a low roll for 440 average. It works. And Luve hits his lower plate, of course, and kills his driver instant. But it's a GG. And it's a GG for Fristy. So, you could see here how to play ST-1 with angling, that's very important, and how to play cooldown with it, and how not to snapshot too much because it doesn't have that much ammo, honestly, and you may run out. But this is a straightforward brawl tank. So just use it correct and it will always pay off. Okay, now that this game is over, it was pretty tense in some moments. It looked easy, but at the end we saw everything can turn around, and even the game that looks easily won can go down the drain and back up from there. Like top of the world, ma. So we're gonna see what Fristy did by statistics here. So it was his double. He did 5.170 damage. That means he did almost 2.6k, and he got 100k of cash. The medals are, for me, more important. Of course, there are these beggar medals. Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire Effect, Shellproof. Who cares about that? There is Radley-Walter, because we know how many people he killed, and Splatoon helped a bit. Steel Wall, of course, High Caliber, and Top Gun. And of all the people in the enemy team, he shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys out of 15. So he gave a pack at least to almost every guy in the enemy team. And on team score, let's see it, 7.8k damage. So almost 8k on his own. He's a sole survivor on one shot. We already spoke about the medals and important ones. So he has 8 kills, and because King Max had 1, they did pretty decent. Insane, his teammate, well, he fired 1 shot. I had to do this. Sorry, bro. Anyways, Fristy fired 29 shots. We all saw that that gun has really inaccurate shooting when you're trying to snapshot or something. It doesn't simply work. He connected 23, pen 21. Used a bit too much heat, but I think in the heat of the battle, oh, the heat is on, it's like a song. He didn't even notice probably, or he would switch 20 times because he was shooting some lower tiers with it that was really not necessary. And look at this, almost 5k block. This is what we were talking about. This tank is made for blocking. If you want to do block missions, this one or tier 9 German Mini Mouse are probably the best choices. Otherwise you would have to go with and play with turret of IS-7 and something like that. And here it is, the money. 100k received, but so much gold shot, so it's a bit of a minus, I would say. So he actually received only 20k. And here we go, experience 2585. So pretty nice game for Fristy, and in really a lot of moments a showcase for you guys how to actually maximize this tank on any map that has some kind of corners, circles, and hold down positions that can be used. Important was there was no RT, so he was pretty safe from there, but never mind that, tanks can still hurt. I hope you like this, guys, so subscribe to Cursor TV, watch us, like us, and so on. See y'all.